Paltrocast.
Well, Ash, how is your day going aside from talking to media people asking you the same questions over and over and over again about Half Black Heart?
I like talking about Half Black Heart, so my day's going pretty good.
So, Half Black Heart came out March 1st. So, to us, it's a new album. To you, it's kind of an old album because you put out a couple of songs before it came out. When did you actually finish Half Black Heart?
To us, it's still a new album because even though Hurts Like Hell came out last year, we actually didn't really have even half the album done at that point.
Oh,
We just, the music industry is like changed in a way where you don't really need to finish the album to release songs anymore, which is crazy. And so that's the first time we ever did it that way. And so we released Hurts Like Hell and then, went back to writing the record. And it still took us another year to finish it.
and another untraditional thing that New Year's Day did was perform at Halloween Havoc before there was a new album. In other words, a lot of times, right before there's a new record coming out, the band goes away and then they're everywhere a month before album release. There was
Yeah.
no downtime in late 2023 for the band.
No, which is a good thing. We're so blessed that we have so many different outlets that we partner with and put us out there, like Octane and WWE and all these cool things that we get to do. So we love it. We like to work. We like being busy.
So at this point in your career, if you're playing 14 songs live, possibly all 14 of them were singles, music videos, charting kinds of songs. Is it hard to do the set list at this point in your career?
Yes, we just did a set list for the next tour last week, and I hate doing the set list because it is so hard.
You're saying that it actually can be a bit difficult to choose the set list because you might be leaving out somebody's favorite song.
Oh yeah, well, if we do consider the listener, but we also we want a set list that we have fun playing. And so most of the time, it's either a toss up between like we have a soft place in our hearts for the older songs that we love to play, and then we get excited about the new songs like they're shiny new toys. So to us, we just want to play our favorites and we don't really think about maybe which ones are the most popular, but then we're like, but we have to think about that. So it's like this really unfun puzzle that we have to play. We're never ever truly 100% confident about it, like ever. So we always just hope for the best when we debut a new set list.
Right. So it took 10-ish years into being a band releasing music for you to really feel comfortable that these were your fans that were coming to see you?
Yeah, so 2017 was when it really felt like New Year's Day was coming into its own, and that, like you said, we didn't really have to pander anymore because that was the first year after having played Warped Tour since 2007 that we were asked to headline. So that's when I really noticed, like, okay, it took us 10 years, but we are our own thing.
Yeah. So in terms of, your fan base and all that, one thing I like to find out is, are the hits the same everywhere around the world? Because I remember when you were on Kick Rock Records in Japan a long time ago, and I used to try and do some label shopping for Japanese labels, and you'd see bands who couldn't get arrested in the States were doing better in Japan while still unknown in the States. So you're saying it's different hits everywhere.
Yes. In fact, right now we have a song that's charting in the UK that's we're not doing out here at all. And we have noticed that in the past too. So I mean that makes sense. Different cultures, different people, different liking, different thing. I mean, it totally makes sense.
Wow. Okay. So what I'm gathering is New Year's Day is a cottage industry. It's its own monster at this point, for better and for worse.
It's so much its own monster that I need them to advance cloning technology more quickly because I cannot do this on myself anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you also have co-directed music videos for the group. Is that a long-term thing that you see yourself doing for other artists?
No, no. I only like to do it for it's just because I'm a control freak with New Year's Day with my own stuff. I don't have any desire to do it for other people at all.
So you find out over time a lot of artists actually just wanted to be a film director to begin with. The more Fred Durst talks, the more you hear that Limp Bizkit was just a practical joke and he just wanted to be a filmmaker, not Ash.
That's funny.
Okay, so what do you do when you don't have to deal with the album cycles and the tour cycles? Because you are very, very hands-on. And I find that a lot of times when a person's an entrepreneur and a creative person, they do the exact opposite when they don't have to.
Yes. Because I use up when I'm not even like when I'm in an album cycle, like I'm already, the gears are already turning artistically for the next album. So even if there was downtime between this album cycle and the next one, I'd still be ruminating and making mood boards and collecting inspiration and starting to like, we're already starting to write for the next record. So there really isn't a whole lot of downtime. So if there is downtime, I do whatever I can to shut my brain down and try to not think of any of that stuff and just like go hiking, go on a road trip, rot in my bed for a week, like whatever, just do nothing.
Are you one of the secret golf people of the hard rock scene?
The secret what?
Golf people. I find that there's a
No.
lot of people. Golf is kind of the exact opposite of hard rock and playing shows.
No, I'm no Alice Cooper.
Alice is there, members of Cheap Trick. There is that secret golf community. You're not part of that. So that is what I'm learning here. So how far ahead are you looking in terms of touring? Does New Year's Day book itself out 6 to 12 months in advance?
We're the kind of band that doesn't want to just be on tour just to be on tour. It takes all it's emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially very taxing to be on tour these days.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be on tour just to be on tour anymore. We used to be that band, but now there's so much you can do at home and online that we kind of pick and choose our tours. Um, as long as it makes sense and ticks all the boxes. So we're going to be on tour here and there, and then having a much more bigger present online this year.
But you have to get over to the UK for that charting hit, right?
We will be over to the UK this year. That is for sure.
Fantastic. Well, three quick question topics, and then I let you roam free and I let you go. First one is I couldn't tell this from just doing my basic online reading and Wikipediaing it up. What was the band that got you into heavier music? That most people they start off just listening to top 40 and what their friends have on, and then there is that one alternative or metal thing that's the gateway. Which one was it for you?
Probably Rammstein for me.
Wow. Does Rammstein know that you feel that way?
They do. They
That's
do. We played with them before, and I've met them a couple times. We have a lot of mutual friends, so they are aware. Yes, they're very nice.
wow. That is the first time I've ever heard that it was Rammstein. As the usual stock answers you get are Metallica, Nirvana, Green Day, Ozzy. You started with the 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. You entertain for a living, but when you're not entertaining, do you go to any concerts? And if so, what's the last concert that you went to as a fan?
Oh, yeah, I love live music. I love going to see cover bands, small bands, like shitty bands, good bands, big bands. Like I just love watching live music, whatever it is. So the last live music I saw was I went to go see my buddy John Five.
Oh,
He played a headline show here where I'm living, and we went to go see him.
wow. Now, does that mean also a big Motley Crue and or David Lee Roth fan or just the John fan?
I am a huge John fan, but I'm also a Motley Crue fan, and I'm a Rob Zombie fan, and I'm a Marilyn Manson fan. John has been in all of those acts. He's super iconic and legendary. But I'm also in another band called the Haxons, and we toured with John Five. And although I knew him previously to that, I got to know him a lot better while we toured together. So he's an awesome person and dear friend.
Wow. Okay, last thing here. And I don't know if this gets a 10-second answer or a 20-minute diatribe, whichever
Okay,
one is welcome. The roots of your band go back to Anaheim, if my research is correct, the
correct.
OC area. And when I
Yes.
think of Anaheim, I think of Disney. Now, are there secret Disney fans in New Year's Day?
Well, we're not secret about it at all. We're huge Disney fans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we so Nick the first time my guitar player and I ever hung out was at Disneyland where he got arrested. That's a whole nother story. And so he was a troublemaker, more like a pirate, meant well, not a bad person. But we love making misery for it. And we're all very big Disney fans. Our guitar player also has a Mickey Mouse tattoo, both actually guitar players. And you could find us at Disneyland, any one of us, any day of the week, give or
So,
take, every
so
week, forever.
to rudely interrupt you and to super project, now I get the friendship with John 5 because you have people who look scary, but on the inside are softies.
Yes. And that's usually how it goes. We're all just big dorks and big kids and big nerds that's the reason why we are musicians. And so we like nerdy stuff. I mean, John 5 is a super nerd and we are no exception. We're Disney dorks. We love going there with our Mickey ears and our Disney shirts and our little backpacks and just being big kids because I think musicians are kids that never really grew up.
I'm not going to top any of that. That is as good as it's going to get, Ash. Thank you for the many years of great art. Looking forward to that next record. But in the meantime, congrats on the new one and looking forward to the next New York gig.
Thank you so much. It'll be soon.
Paltrocast.